I welcome you to a gentle yoga practice. I am Ashley Clarke with Earthkeeper Yoga here in Birmingham, Alabama, and I invite you to celebrate a very special day. June 21st is known as International Day of Yoga. So I thought for today's class, we could really focus on making postures as accessible as possible for as many people as possible. And in between, you'll learn some little tips and tricks that you can do when you've been seated in a chair for a long period of time or behind the wheel, whatever you've got going on there. So for today's class, I'm going to invite you to have 2 blocks as well as your trusty blanket. Grab those things and I'll meet you right here on the mat. All right, sweet friend. So we're going to take those blocks, we're going to stack them right on top of each other, and I am going to show you how, if you have problems really getting those knees to open in a comfortable seat on the floor, this is available for every class. Just stack the blocks. And then let your booty come and sit on the blocks. And so what that's going to do is keep the knees lower than the hips, which makes it a little bit easier to come into a comfortable seat. If this didn't work in your body, this, having the knees up, still feels better with your booty lifted off the floor than if you were sitting down on the floor and having to keep the knees bent towards the ceiling. So choose what works best in your body. You could even take your trusty blanket and put it under the legs right there for just a little bit of extra cushion and support. And then let those hands come and rest gently on the legs. When you feel good, I invite you to lift from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Soften the gaze or close the eyes and give yourself a cleansing breath. Beautiful. Just begin to bring some awareness into your physical body. How are you feeling today on this International Day of Yoga? Keeping that breath in and out through the nose, just exploring places within your physical body that feel a little tense, or maybe they feel at ease. What's going on there? Just explore, invite wonder into your physical body as you move the breath in and out through the nose. Press the tailbone into the floor. Really ripple up through the spine. Keep that spine nice and long. There's way more depth and breadth for you to take deep inhales and exhales here. So make that space for yourself. And let the breath begin to deepen. So deeper inhales, longer exhales. In and out through the nose. Notice the softness of the shoulders, the softness of the jaw and the brow. And give it one more, just like that. Beautiful. You can slowly start to flutter the eyes open. Before we put any weight on our hands, I invite just a little bit of movement into the wrists. So wiggle the fingers, point those palms forward and then down towards the inside of the forearm. Shake those wrists out, whatever you need, just before you put any weight on the hands. It's not something we do very often, so let's be nice and gentle with ourselves. Beautiful. Shake out whatever's left. And we're going to start by moving off of our blocks. You can just move those out of the way, but keep them handy. And the first thing I'm going to show you is how you could do table in 2 ways. So you can do regular old table, where the knees are under the hips and the wrists are right under the shoulders. If that works in your body, you're going to think about reaching the crown of your head away and sending the tailbone back. That's going to take that arch out of the low back. So just sending that tailbone back, it's going to engage through the core just a little bit. So this can be your table. But if it's really difficult for you to have any weight on your knees, then I'm going to invite you to use the chair. Bring yourself to a standing posture. And then you're just going to set up your wrists, spreading the fingers nice and wide. The wrists are right under the shoulders as well. And then you've got the full leg extended under the hip. Once again, reach through the crown of the head and send the tailbone back, but put a little bend in the knees. Our legs aren't warm at all. Let's move through some cat-cow here. So inhaling, rising up with crown and tailbone. And exhale to round it in. Chin comes in. Tailbone rounds in, inhale, rise up. Slow exhale through the nose, round it in. And keep moving. And just exploring the places that stretch and open and then close and constrict. And give it 2 more. Soft through the knees. Beautiful. Make your way back into your table, and we'll move from here into down dog. So if you're going to stay with your hands in the chair, just start to walk those feet back. You're going to feel a hinge through the shoulders. And then the second hinge comes at the hips. So bend the knees a lot. Send the tailbone back. Find some hinging through the upper body as well as the lower body. The ankles probably aren't right underneath your hips. If they are, that's probably too much weight on the legs. So just start to bend one knee and then the other. If you were doing a full down dog, there'd be more space in between where the ankles are and the hips. And if you feel like you're holding a lot of weight in your shoulders, really bend the knees and the hips back. That's what the upper body should feel and look like. If you want to just take a quick little peek at me, no matter what's going on with the lower body. Beautiful. Give it 1 more breath. Begin to press the hands into the chair, to the floor. Start to walk your feet up towards your hands. We're going to meet in a forward fold. So you could be in a full forward fold. Keep a bend in the knees. Protect that low back. Or you could be back in a position that looks a lot like that table, but this time the head is hanging heavy. Breathing in here, take an inhale. And then exhale, you can go ahead and come rise all the way to standing. Open those palms towards the front of the mat. Settle both feet completely into the floor. And give yourself a cleansing breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale, reach the arms and the gaze up towards the sky. And then exhale, bend those hands, bring the palms in front of the heart. Don't bend the hands, bend the elbows. Bow chin to chest. Deep breath. Slowly start to open the eyes. And here we go with another way that you could do a posture 2 ways. So we're going to move through what I call sewing machine. And so if you're going to use the chair, you're going to spread your left hand, spread those fingers nice and wide, and bring the back of the nose just over the back of the left palm, a little bend in the knees. And then you're going to inhale and reach that right arm towards the sky. That left knee's going to bend. And then exhale, thread it through, right knee bends. Inhale, thread up. And then exhale, thread it through. So you can keep moving there. If you want full expression, come back down to your table. That left palm comes under the nose, and then inhale, rise up. Exhale, thread it through. So you don't get as much in the hips in this way. It's more in the shoulders. So decide what your body needs today and move in that way. And keep it going, whatever works for you. Breath in and out through the nose. And give yourself 2 more rounds. And then after you finish that second round, we'll let that right hand replace the left. So nose right over the back of that right palm. And if you're on the floor, you'll just do the same thing. Wherever you are, we're going to get light on those left fingertips and we'll begin. So inhale, rising up. Just moving with your breath. You got about 4 more rounds. The heart rate's starting to build just a little bit. Last 2. Beautiful. When you finish your last one, hands come back into table, whether they're in the chair or on the floor. We're going to meet in a down dog. So moving the feet back, finding that hinge, whether you're in a full expression or using your chair. Begin to lift the upper body. Start to move yourself into a forward fold. Again, either way, full expression or hands still in the chair, head hangs heavy. And give it one more breath. Take an inhale. And exhale, slow rise, coming into your mountain. Feet connected to the floor. Palms facing forward. Link through the spine. Cleansing breath. Beautiful. All right, wherever you are, bring those hands up over the head, send the gaze up as well, and then exhale those hands in front of the heart. We're going to move right into a balance posture. So you've got 2 choices here. Either way, we're going to move awareness over to that left foot, ripple up through the spine, and then bend the right knee. You're either going to bring the right knee in line with the hip and flex the right foot, or you're going to let that right foot sit in the chair. So decide what you feel more stable doing. It could be that you want to turn the chair around. You want to keep the leg lifted, but you want the support of your left hand on the left chair. You do have a tendency to move your weight to the outside of your body for that. It's better to have it head on, but do what you need to do to feel safe. All right, so we're going to bring the hands to the heart. If you need to keep that left hand on a chair or on the wall, that's fine. Just move the right hand through the posture. We're going to inhale, lift the arms and the gaze up. And then exhale, send the right hand back, left hand forward. Inhale, rise up. Do it again. So leg is lifted. Gaze stays forward. Or leg is on the chair. Gaze still stays forward. Yogi's Choice on International Day of Yoga. One more. Hands come back to the heart. Right leg lowers. Equal weight on both feet, and then just shimmy it out. So maybe hands come to the hips, a little side to side sway, maybe wider feet and some hula hoops. Just feel what you got. And then we'll come back into stillness. Let's just find a mountain. Give ourselves that cleansing breath. So feet pressed into the floor, ripple up through the spine, palms face forward. Deep inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Take an inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale, the hands come in front of the heart. Keep the gaze on something that's not moving, so not me. Take an inhale, move body weight over to the right. Ripple up through the spine. Engage through the center of your core. And then either that left knee lifts with the left foot flexed, balancing here, or the left foot can come and rest in a chair. Do what you need to do to feel stable here. We're going to inhale, let the arms lift up. And then open over to the left, so right hand forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist. And one more. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, foot lowers, hands back to the heart. Bow chin to chest. Give yourself a cleansing breath. Beautiful. Slowly lift your eyes and gaze back towards me. And I'm going to show you another one that I offer quite a bit. I offer a kneeling crescent. So you could be here, right? With knees on the mat, and then you kick one leg forward, kneeling crescent. And if that's what you choose, then once you get into this kneeling crescent, I want you to make sure that the ankle is right under the knee, so we're not lunging forward, that knee's not out to the side. It's right over, there's 90 degrees. And then we're going to press the left knee into the floor and really curl the tailbone in and settle the hips. So we're going to open that left hip a little bit more. So you could be here. Well, if you're on knees, then this could be painful. So you're basically going to end up right where we just were. So if I lead for you to come into a kneeling crescent, go ahead and come back into that posture that we were just in. Make sure that the ankle stays under the hip. Engage through the pelvis. There you are in a much more safe and accessible posture for you. So wherever you are, if you're kneeling or if you're in the standing version, take an inhale, lift the arms up over the head. Exhale, the hands in front of the heart. Lengthen through the spine. Tuck the tailbone in wherever you are. Fresh breath. And then we're going to move this left elbow over outside of the right knee. Well, maybe that's too much. Take the outside of the left palm to the knee. And then just send the right arm open. Or full expression, hands together, sending the gaze back. Reaching through the crown of the head to find space in the back of the neck. And hold it one more breath. Inhale back to center. And exhale, just let the hands come down. Now, if you're on the floor, if you're standing, just lower the right knee. If you're on the floor, then lower the hands, and then slowly bring this right knee back to meet the left. Easy peasy. Let's walk through both on the other side. So left knee steps through, left foot steps through. Coming to rise, ankle under knee. Right knee presses in, tailbone comes forward, stretch through that right quad, settle the hips. Hands at the heart. There you go. Stay right there. If you're standing, then you can put both hands into the chair and help that left leg up if that needs it. And then rise up, and we'll meet with the hands at the heart. Now, when you get there, ankle is under hip. Press into the foot, ripple up, find the length through the spine. Crown reaches towards the sky. Take an inhale. And then bring that right elbow over to the left knee. Outside of the right palm can make its way there as well. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale back to center. Lower the hands to the floor or to the chair. And either move the left knee back or the right foot back, wherever you are. Give yourself a child's pose. Now, if you're standing and you don't want to go all the way back into child's pose, sink the arms with the fingertips more towards the back of your seat. Let the forearms come to the chair. Bend the knees a lot. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe even the forehead makes its way onto the chair. And rest. If this isn't comfortable, you could take a block and put it in the seat just to give yourself some more space. You could also use the block on the floor to create more space. And give it 2 more. Beautiful. When you're ready, I invite you to move into a table or an accessible table by putting your hands back right under your shoulders. I need you to grab a block. So if you are in table, come put one right in front of your nose. If you are in modified table, go ahead and turn it on the tallest setting in your chair and then let your hands move forward so that block is right under your nose. Okay? So if you're in table, stay there. One more breath. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. Walk your feet back or lift into down dog. So we're moving into our down dog. Start to walk hands towards feet. Let's meet in a forward fold so the head hangs heavy. Inhale. And then exhale to rise into your mountain. And don't worry about the block, just as long as it's in front of you, you're fine. Ripple through the spine, feet connected to the mat. Release the kneecaps. Soften the jaw. Breathe. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And exhale, here we go. Hands down in front of the heart, bow chin to chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, one breath. Beautiful. Lift the gaze back towards me. So I've got another one for you. I think I just offered this in a class last week, but I love it so much and I've had so much positive feedback about it. I'm going to show you how to do that balance pose, but also how to modify it if you need to use a chair. All right, so this is the posture. We're going to make sure that that block is right in front of us. We're going to bring the hands to the heart, make sure that both feet feel connected to the floor. Ripple up through the spine, tuck in the tailbone, reach the crown of the head away, take an inhale, and move over to the left. Now, as that body weight comes onto the left foot, you start getting light on those right toes. You're going to dip forward and back, softness through that standing, posting leg, and reach down and pick up the block. Move weight over to the other side, intentionally slow and with the breath. Exhale, lower it down. Take a breath. Rise up, leaving the block where it was. And you're just going to move from side to side in this way. Now, if that's too much to dip all the way down, put the block in the chair on any setting. You could put it on we've got small, medium, tall setting. You could do tall or medium. Small might be a little bit harder with the hands. And then just move over, dip forward, whoop, come up, over to the other side. And do what you can to keep it with control. So lowering and rising in a way where you are controlling the movement and the breath. And those of you that are doing the full version, give yourself one more round. And then let's meet in a mountain, but with the hands at the heart. And those of you that are moving through in this more accessible way, finish out this last round. Lowering the block for the last time. And let's all meet together in mountain with the hands in front of the heart, chin bowed down towards chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Slowly lift the gaze, and the hands can come free. All right, so basically what I've done is help you through how you could modify table, any kneeling posture, but still being supported. We've used balance and using the chair so we don't have to come up and down so far. And then we've shown different ways that we can sit so that our hips feel a little bit more open. So what I'd like to do now is show you ways in which you can use a chair, whether or not you did a full regular yoga class or not. There's a beautiful way to use the chair to release through the psoas muscle. And so this is going to be really great for all of us. So I'm going to invite everybody down onto your booty. You won't need the blocks. And you're going to scoot your booty pretty close to your chair. And then come onto your elbows, let your legs, your lower legs, just fall into the chair. And then do what you can to get your booty where the hips are right in line with the knees. Slowly let yourself roll down. If it's too much to have your head all the way down to the mat, grab one of your blocks and let your head rest at a little bit higher of an angle. Now, you want your feet, your knees to stay over your hips. And then I invite you to relax the back, lower the shoulders. So I want you to come to a place where you can really let the feet fall out naturally to either side. It's going to open the knees so the calves should come into the seat. And just slowly, with control and with awareness, let the legs become really, really heavy into the chair. Okay? So you should start to feel a lot of release right there through the pelvis, through the thighs, through the outside of the hips. Soften. Close the eyes. Take a nice big deep inhale. Exhale, let it all go. And rest. Big deep breath in and out through the nose. Give it 3 more breaths. Slowly flutter the eyes back open and let those knees come together. Before we move out of this, if you're having low back pain or you feel like you're holding a lot of tension from sitting a lot in your chair, reverse the direction. Come down onto your back in your office or wherever you are. You can't do this one in the car, but let everything release through the lower body. That will serve you well. So we've brought the legs back together. We're going to engage just enough to move the knees over to one side together. We'll take the upper arm so that the hand can come to the floor and bring ourselves up. So from here, I'm going to invite you to come back into that seat where you had both blocks stacked on top of each other. And let the knees lower and feet be however they need to be to find that comfort. And bring the hands to the heart, lower chin down towards the chest. Give yourself 5 nice big deep breaths in and out through the nose. And as we close our time together today, I just encourage you to remember that yoga, we call it a practice. We come to our mat whenever we can make time and we practice. We don't always get it right. We don't always get it wrong either. But allow yourself the grace to find the postures in such a way that they feel accessible to you so that you can feel empowered, so that you can begin to feel more open to the practice. May you know kindness and may you be kind. And until we meet together again, gratitude for practicing with me today on International Day of Yoga. Gratitude. Namaste.